What's up, guys? Welcome to another exciting edition of Real Estate Podcast, episode 400. Well, I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trav.
And we're removing the inspection plates with Adam. We did a real estate rewind for 400, guys.
A rewind?
Yeah, visiting an older movie.
Oh.
Well, I guess it would be considered if we had watched a movie before. We had watched this before, but I don't know.
That's a real estate replay.
Yeah.
Felt fresh. Yeah. Felt fresh.
I think I know why people don't like this movie. Because my grandfather didn't like it.
Because the bad guy wins.
Well, but yeah. I think this is the difference. Because we watched The Way of the Gun the other day. The fucking bad guy wins in that one.
Oh yeah,
he liked that movie. But here's the difference. Whenever Josh Brolin he walks up to the pool and he's talking to that lady and she's like, "I got cold beer," and he's like, "No, better not. My wife's waiting on me." It just fades to black.
Yeah.
And then the cop shows up and he's dead. I think if they showed that whole scene play out, it's just weird that they didn't.
Well, and it's the Mexicans are the ones that got him too.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even.
Oh yeah, they got him, and then dude showed up and got the damn.
Yeah.
Because the lock wasn't punched out, and when he came back, it was punched out.
Yeah. So.
But the motherfucker still killed her. Like he was like, I gave him the choice. I mean.
Yeah. He's like, call it. I mean, everybody dies except for. He even shows up to the freaking FBI building and shoots that guy in there.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, the government was moving.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Drugs, yeah.
Okay,
and, yeah. So.
You talking about the guy for my stapler?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, he showed up in there and he's like, "Are you gonna kill me?" And he's like, "What did you see?" It's like, all right.
He said, "Did you see me?"
Yeah.
I would have been like, "Fuck no."
I kind of felt like a reason a lot of people might not like the movie is because it's very. You do have to put a lot together yourself.
Yeah.
What? What do you have to put together?
I mean, the cat and mouse aspect of the movie between Sugar and Llewellyn.
Llewellyn.
What a name!
But
and Mrs. Schroeder, by the way,
it's not a
Boardwalk Empire.
But it's not a movie that just plasters it to your. You know what I mean? I remember when it came out and I was in high school, and I remember trying to watch it, and I was just. I mean, of course, 18 at the time, too fucking stupid to tie my own shoe, but I will say I've enjoyed it the other go around. As a middle-aged man now, the movie's way better.
Javier Bardem's just the shit.
Yes.
I think that's what it is.
He's so
dude.
fucking cool. And what way would that be?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't mean nothing by it. Oh, you didn't mean nothing by it, huh? And it's like, bro, that dude. I forgot a lot of stuff, and it's like I didn't watch it. Wasn't that long ago that I watched it, but like when I watched it this time, I was like, damn, I don't remember that. Like,
yeah.
So they were both in Nam.
Yep. I mean, and that's true. I think on the surface, what would you do if you find a bag with $1 million?
I will tell you what I wouldn't do, and it's fucking go back out there.
Yeah, for real, right?
That's what fucked him up.
Yeah.
He was going to go out there and take that motherfucker some aqua.
Yeah, agua.
And he's like, I ain't got none.
Yeah.
Who's this Sugar character?
Here's the
That's
thing.
what I wouldn't. I would leave. I would fucking leave.
would a person end up dead whether they left the money? Because that's what because with all these types of films, and it's not just No Country for Old Men, there's plenty of others, I'm sure. But the idea of you stumble up, you find a large sum of cash,
Yeah.
and the person always takes it, and that's
yeah.
obviously got to have a story. It's you got to get the ball rolling.
Bro, you find $2 million, you ain't taking it. This and
I don't think I
everybody
ta-
there's dead.
I don't think I could. Yeah, if you see bodies stacked around you, and you see 2 million in cash, I ain't fucking touching that money.
I don't know, man. I don't feel like they're gonna touch it either. So
Yeah.
Well, I feel like whoever is after that money is surely like on their fucking way.
well, they still would have caught him. I say like if he didn't go back out there, there's no way that happens. But it had the tracking on it.
Yeah. That
Now
they
I
have
would for
killed
sure go
him.
through the money.
Yes. Yeah.
Probably even put it in a different bag.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I wouldn't touch it out of like nobility. I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm such a good person. I'm not touching. No, not. It's out of
Nah,
fear.
shit, if I found a bag of money tonight, I'm taking
100%.
it.
It would be 100% out of fear of consequence.
And I wouldn't
Yeah.
tell nobody, not even y'all. But there would be signs.
But on the surface, that's kind of the idea. What would you do if you stumbled across a bag with $1 million in it? And what lengths would you go to keep that money?
He should have got
And
it
then-
and left town immediately.
And then there's levels to it. Whenever the movie starts unpacking itself, there's layers. It's like an onion,
Well, like
Mhm.
and the layer that I get stuck on the most with this movie is the idea that like, okay, it's almost in the name, No Country for Old Men. Tommy Lee Jones, he doesn't understand why this even happened.
Mm-hmm.
He has no grounds for it. He's like, I've seen some shit. I've been part of shit. But this new shit right here just doesn't add up to me. Because that's his whole speech at the beginning of the movie.
Do y'all remember
we-
when he was talking to Lou Ellen's wife about the beef cattle farmer?
Yes.
And he talks about the thing
The
they punch the
steer,
brains with,
yeah. Yeah.
Do you think he was just talking about that? Do you think, because he never did tell someone that's what the guy's using?
I think
Do you
it's
think
like
that
a
was him putting it
subconscious-
together where he was like,
Yeah. Subconsciously, he's like, well,
I think it's got to be that thing, because,
yeah.
and a weird weapon.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, it leaves no
effective.
bullet. I mean, what are you going to do? Like,
yeah. But the thing with like Lou Ellen's character was supposed to be around the same age as Tommy Lee Jones' character. And when they went to cast the movie, the Coen brothers wanted to send the script over to Josh Brolin's father, and they accidentally sent it over to Josh Brolin. He read
what's
the
his- I think it's James Brolin.
yeah. He read the
Yeah.
script. He went in, and this was whenever he was on Tough Times,
Yeah. I mean, it kind of turned his career around.
Yeah. He ended up going into an audition for it. They realized the mistake that was made. They went ahead and let him audition for it. They loved the audition. They wanted to cast him. Then came down to, okay, it was supposed to be set in modern 2007, but with him being in Vietnam, they'd have to change the time period back for him to be age appropriate for whenever he was in Vietnam.
Yeah, so it's 1980.
Yeah. So then
Yeah.
they had to come up with so we want to recast Tommy Lee Jones' character, even though he was already cast in the movie, to be someone that was more age appropriate with Josh Brolin. They were going to get Shia LaBeouf to do it. He backed out, and
Yeah,
he didn't
thank
want to do
God.
it. He didn't think the movie would go anywhere or do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But Tommy Lee Jones' performance was so good that they're just like, screw it, we're gonna roll with him, which was great. Like, this is like the best Tommy Lee Jones performance in
I feel
any
like the
movie.
only person that could have done it better than him would have been Michael Parks.
Mm-hmm.
He would have been good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He does a
yeah.
good sheriff.
Yeah. So I think the idea of like No Country for Old Men was like, imagine if you have two 65, let's say 55 plus year old men. One's a sheriff, one's a veteran that's worked crap jobs his whole life since he came back, the whole 9 yards, wasn't welcome back because of the Vietnam stuff that was happening. We talked about that last week. And he stumbles across a bag of money.
Mm-hmm.
In the book, that's kind of the way that everything was. Even though it was written, it was time period appropriate for when the book was written. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But whenever you have two characters, that's No Country for Old Men, because it's like you have these two older gentlemen that are wrapped up into this new young world. They don't have they have no reason to be a part of that world, but they're sucked into that world under circumstances.
Yeah.
And this is them. So that's kind of the idea of No Country for Old Men. It's like, okay. And we hear it today. And we're getting to that point in our lives now to where we're aging ourselves out of being relevant. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the reality of it. So,
Well, it's like and failing to understand the whims of the youth generation now, because I think that's what echoed the most with me. Let me see if I can find it on here. But it's yeah, there we go. Opening monologue. It is. Yeah, here we go. He goes, I don't know how to make of that. Sure don't. The crime you see now, it's hard to even take its measure. It's not that I'm afraid of it. I always knew you had to be willing to die to even do this job, but I don't want to push my chips forward and go out and meet something I don't understand. A man would have to put his soul at hazard. He'd have to say, okay, I'll be a part of this world. Like that end of that opening dialogue just really like set the tone for me in the movie as a viewer.
yeah. Because he's getting to retirement age, right? He's lived his life. Is he willing to push those chips in and be a part of that world?
No, because he retired.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
It's No Country for Old Men. Not anymore.
He goes, I always like to hear about the old timers. This is still from the same monologue. Never missed a chance to do so. You can't help but compare yourself against the old timers. You can't help but wonder how they would have operated these times.
I mean, but there's a lot. There's a lot happening. There's a lot to unpack, a lot of layers to it, and the cat and mouseness. For them to not ever really have an interaction with one another on screen, that tension, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Was just built and built and built and built. I mean, the shootout that they have.
Yeah, on the street.
Yes.
Well, he finally found a worthy opponent.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And he liked it. He's like, I'm going to go fucking get fixed up. And I'm going to kill this motherfucker. Like,
right.
And then I'm going to kill his wife because I told him.
Yeah. He said, you are going to bring the money and put it at my feet. He said, I will spare your wife, but
he's like, I can't promise you'll walk away, but.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the first movie I ever saw that dude in. And
yeah,
I've been watching all of, I mean, he was doing like rom-coms.
Yeah, right. He knocked it out of the park, though.
Oh man,
Is this the best Coen Brothers movie?
yes,
Like for sure, right?
yeah. I mean, they
And I
got
think
some good funny stuff, and
yeah,
but like a serious movie. I mean, you wouldn't
Yeah.
even never believe it was them.
no,
It's like the guys that did Big Lebowski.
yeah,
What?
right.
Which it was technically they didn't write the story,
Yeah,
but I like the changes made.
yeah. Like whenever you look at their like Fargo, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They have a couple of like non-comedy, films that they've worked. Blood Simple, but I just feel like this is on a whole nother level.
Yeah, like Oscar worthy.
Yeah.
Performances.
Yeah.
Oh, Brother Rock,
Them-
that's very good too.
Yeah. This being a period piece too, in my opinion, makes it timeless. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's delivered to the audience almost like a Western. Like sure it's in the 80s, but it doesn't feel like it is. It feels like
No, it's 100% a Western.
Yeah.
yeah. I
mean,
could watch it again right now.
I mean, even on a
Yeah.
cinematically, like just those wide shots at the beginning and throughout, those long shots of just the desert. I mean, if
Oh,
that
him
doesn't,
tracking that, it looked like a fucking antelope, is what it looked like.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, just that and everything down to just the shots you would get while you heard Tommy Lee Jones monologuing. Like it's 100% a Western film.
He's so good at being just like natural on screen.
Yeah.
Like just the way he talks, like
Oh,
I don't
dude,
care
the
what
way
it's in.
the-
It could be Men in Black. He's just real like
yeah.
laid back and
Oh, I mean, dude, remember the speech he gave in Men in Black after he breaks after he brings Will Smith's character in and shows him the facility and everything.
yeah.
And they're sitting out there by the ocean and they're talking. He gives a little win, he gives a full fucking monologue there too about, he's like, everybody's out here eating he's like, you just found out that we're not the alone in the universe, and it's really good. I recommend, if y'all hadn't seen that in a while, to go back and watch that one scene at least, because it's pretty good acting. Like it's one of those like the world ain't got a clue, man. That type of knowledge drop.
It's your lucky quarter.
You married into it.
Well, I need to know what I'm calling it for.
Yeah.
You're
Everything.
calling it for everything.
Yeah.
Classic.
For sure. Definitely one of my favorite flicks. I could put it on anytime and watch it and just mouth breathe the whole time.
Was that in the book?
The coin toss thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like the
I
whole
think he
scene
did-
in the store.
Yeah.
There's no way
I-
that reads like that, like he performs it. I mean, just
No.
reading that,
But
and
he does-
watching the way he does it.
Yeah. But they go into a little bit more detail because like he does stuff like that to more people that he comes across
Mm-hmm.
because he's just insane. He's a psycho.
He is.
So, I mean, he would just yeah.
What's crazy to think is that in 2 years that movie will be 20 years old.
I know.
And it feels like it just came out
And I didn't watch it for a long time after it released.
Oh,
It
I
was just
saw
one of those.
it pretty close to when it came out.
Well, it was one of those movies that like everybody was kind of talking about, and I never got around to it.
Hmm.
And I would go over to somebody's house, they'd be watching it. I'm like, no, 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 no. Like I knew that I needed to sit down and watch it from beginning to end, you know?
Yeah.
So the first time that I watched it was when I bought it on Blu-ray.
Mm.
They had it on Blu-ray at Walmart for like, $5-10,
Yeah.
whatever it was. So this would have been probably like maybe 4 or 5 years after it released.
Hmm.
And I bought it on Blu-ray, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go home and I'm going to watch this movie. And yeah, it was over. It was donezo.
Friendo.
So, yeah, friendo. Carson.
Maybe I'll come back after you close. He's like, why would you do that? It would be closed. Live in the house out back. Man, he like fucking with people.
Yeah, right.
That hair, man, that walk.
Yeah.
Well, dude, the sequence when he strangles that cop and he's just staring at the ceiling,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just like it's enough to give you chills.
And whenever he kills the cop, the way he exhales,
Yeah.
like that,
Oh yeah,
that satisfaction.
like he was holding his breath the whole fucking
Yeah.
time, dude.
You know when he goes in there, when he first goes to his trailer and he sits down with the milk
Yeah.
and he's
Yeah.
like looking into the TV and it's turned off and it shows that close up on the TV. You know, then Tommy Lee Jones he's sitting there in the same spot, like
Yeah.
milk's still cold. He's like, hell, I'm gonna have some.
You hate to see that. And he's like, oh, Sheriff, we just missed him, Sheriff.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a full star. I love it. Best Coen Brothers movie. Best Tommy Lee Jones movie. Might be the best Josh Brolin movie.
Yeah.
I mean, he's put some bangers out, but this might be the best.
Nothing tops the Goonies.
Well, I mean,
I'm just fucking kidding. Nah. I don't give it a star. I give it a burning supernova. This is one of those modern day. This is one of those modern day, the modern day classic. It's one of the best just dramas ever put together in a long, long time.
I really wanted to watch it with my grandfather, but when I said, hey, I've got to watch No Country, and he was like, ugh. I'm like, what?
yeah, it's like, really?
For real? I was like, what did you not like? And he's like, well, first of all, No Country for Old Men, what the fuck is that? He's like, I'm old, man. And it's like, what? But he's like, he didn't like that he died. And I'm like, yeah, but that's probably what would have really happened.
Yeah.
I mean, he fucked up. He went back.
Yep. But whenever you look at the alternative of what could have happened there, I mean, if he would have kept that money under that trailer or in that trailer for like, a week or so before he did anything with it. So dude would have showed up and killed him and burnt the whole trailer park down. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got to inspect the bag.
I think the movie treads a very thin line. Had it ended any other way than how it did, wouldn't have the staying power that it does.
definitely ends on a downer.
Him killing her and getting in a wreck.
Yeah.
Gives a kid $100 for his shirt.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money, mister. You never saw me. I wasn't here.
Yeah. And he was always
bone
pale.
was hanging out of his arm. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Your bone's hanging out, mister. One of the coolest shots in the movie is when he sets that gas cap on fire
Oh yeah.
and he's walking
walking
in
into the
and you can
store?
see it behind him on fire. And he's just beelining for the drugs, like
Yeah.
got that fucking limp.
Not even checking up.
Yeah, full star. I
So
don't
it
think
gets
the movie's
too-
hard to follow. I think you just have to pay attention. But I don't think it ain't hard to follow. I mean,
There's
how they
levels
lay
to it.
everything out.
Yeah. They get more in depth with the government's involvement in the book on the drug trade and what they were trying to do and who Carson actually, like what his whole deal was and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
But-
and you know, and you're right, Adam. It does lay it out, but I think that the philosophical notions are there too if you want to be a part of that. You know, I think it's you know it's a very multi-layered film that is digestible on the surface, but there's far more meat on the bone than a lot of moviegoers probably gave it.
Yeah. My power might go out, just the FYI.
Is it flickering?
Yeah, the lightning's hitting close by. So if it does, then you know. But yeah, movie news. Do you want to hit the movie news, Trav? Just in case I drop.
Sure. So first up, Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon. It's dead. Bury it.
Mm.
And what should come as no surprise, the writer of Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon confirms the movies are dead at Netflix and there will be no more sequels. Snyder released Rebel Moon in 2 formats, similar to some of his previous movies, such as Batman v Superman and Justice League, a shortened PG-13 version wanted by Netflix, and then his intended R-rated director's cuts. But they bombed, and we know they bombed.
Yeah.
We got a 22% Rotten Tomatoes score from critics and a 56% from fans. It led to the obvious drop in viewership for part 2. And no one, and I mean, his director's cuts didn't even really make a splash. I mean, we watched them and we reviewed them, but you know, you didn't really see a lot of it in the headlines. Rebel Moon writer Kurt Johnstad recently appeared on the Minutemen podcast, revealing it will take a miracle for more movies, effectively confirming that it's dead. We outlined movies 3, 4, 5, and 6. Very detailed outlines. And Zach has literally plotted out the entire world. We know where we can go. We've written detailed outlines. The second movie was to find the princess. And the third movie is to make sure that the princess is where she should be, sitting on the throne and properly ruling over the mother world. With some luck and an act of God, we'll get to go back to that world. What's next for Zack Snyder? Same article says Snyder and Johnstad have now taken an opposite approach to their next project. Instead of a big cosmic space opera, they've grounded with a LAPD police series in development at Netflix. So yeah, going from space to LAPD, guys.
That's kind of spacey. It is a different world there, I guess. But
I mean, is it really no surprise?
no. And I think that this is a classic case of
Should
didn't
have just
really need
released
two
the
versions.
Snyder cut up front.
Yeah, didn't really need two versions of the same
Well,
movie.
how much did all that cost? You let this motherfucker cut 4 versions.
Yeah.
You know, he did 2 movies and then they let him go back in and add shit and recut them and,
Yeah.
you know, telling how much that cost.
And if they were gonna, it's kind of like the whole Horizon thing. If they were looking at making up to 6 films, do a series. I mean, out of movie 1 and 2, we got what, 4.5, 5 hours out of but 2 movies. They could have done a series and knocked out the first 2 to 3 movies in the first season. They could have restructured it and done it that way. So it sucks, but also I understand why. So
Yeah, I wish people could be allowed to finish their ideas, for good or bad. But you know, money talks, and Rebel Moon did not make nowhere near what it was intended. And it was such a detailed and planned universe too. Like he had games on the menu, he had, you know, comic books being done. Like I mean, he was willing to go all in for this.
yeah.
He wanted to go full Lucas, but it fell short, and sadly, that's where it's gonna be.
Here's a question that I got for you guys. Do you think that Zack Snyder's sci-fi project that was originally supposed to be something that was going to be for Star Wars, do you think that it would have worked and been better received, more well received if it was a Star Wars project instead of being its own IP?
Oh man. I think if we look at both sets of films, and by that I mean we see the sequel trilogy of Star Wars and the Rebel Moon story, really don't I really don't see a vast improvement, sad. Visually, oh wait, sorry.
No, you got to think about this too. There's a lot of people love to hate on Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
There's also like a whole nother area with the people that love to hate Zack Snyder. All right, so we're gonna
This
get all
is-
those people
this is
together.
Oh man.
You don't want to cross the beams, right?
That campaign would have been
Yeah.
nothing could save that. I feel like every time he comes out with something now, it's like, man. Like it's not, you know, I mean the Army of the Dead,
Yeah.
and then they didn't when they like we're gonna make a movie about wasn't there the guy that the safecracker, wasn't he in the Army of the Dead?
Yeah.
And then they were
They
like,
did
we're
that.
gonna make a movie about him.
Yeah. They released it.
Yeah, and now they've got an Army of the Dead Las Vegas TV series, Planet of the Dead.
Yeah.
The LAPD action movie. I mean, he's got stuff in production, but I don't know. There's just something. I mean, getting a little Zack Snyder fatigue, man.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, Justice League will be great no matter what.
Well, 300. I mean,
300 will be good. I mean, 300 is kind of up there with, I know it's weird to say it, but it's up there with No Country for Old Men. It's going to always be a movie you can cut on and enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just curious to see what y'all's take on that was, because it's like I would have liked to have seen, you know, what his version of a Star Wars story would have been. I think it would have done the same thing that some of the Star Wars sequels, or well, I guess the prequels at this point, they're getting that, you know, oh, they're not as bad as everybody said they were when they first came. You know, it would have had that same trajectory, I feel.
Well,
That's just the Star Wars curse.
You know, if Rebel Moon was originally a treatment for Star Wars, then it would be safe to assume that the films would have been about a bunch of assassins trying to kill Luke, which was ultimately what Obi-Wan, and well, not Obi-Wan, but it's kind of a plot line that became that.
Yeah.
And you've got, like, I could see it being a film where Vader senses Luke and sends the worst of the worst out to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got a ragtag Magnificent Seven Cosmic Edition to step in and help him, or save him, because to make it be anything other than child Luke that's not involved, like, would be that you're treading ground there. And I
Right.
think maybe because it was going to deal so heavily with Luke Skywalker, that it's probably why his treatment got rejected.
I could see that.
It probably would have been easier though to like run with a Star Wars story than to come up with a whole new.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he tried to like, and what he had some cool ideas like that thing that they were getting the power off of.
Yeah.
That was cool,
Mhm.
but then it woke up and was like, okay, it's like that's all you're gonna do. I was over there with a stick poking it, like, come on, do something.
Yeah.
Like,
Do something cool.
So next up, from IGN, headline: Guillermo del Toro says he's not, quote, doing a horror film with Frankenstein. Quote, it's an emotional story for me.
Mm-hmm.
According to IGN, he's quoted as saying, somebody asked me the other day, does it have really scary scenes? And he was at Cannes. And he goes, for the first time, I considered that. It's an emotional story for me. It's as personal as anything. I'm asking a question about being a father, being a son. I'm not doing a horror movie, ever. I'm not trying to do that. The composer Alexandre Desplat is quoted as saying, Guillermo's cinema is very lyrical, and my music is rather lyrical too. So I think the music of Frankenstein will be something very lyrical and emotional. I'm not trying to write horrific music. According to Variety, the pair have yet to finish the film score, but things do seem to be moving in a symbiotic direction. Quote, refining the emotion, Del Toro revealed in their progress. And what I could say is, for me, it's an incredibly emotional movie. Quote, the first time I thought I was going to avenge the creature was when Marilyn Monroe is coming out of the movies in The 7-Year Itch with Tom Ewell, and she says the creature just needed somebody to like him, Del Toro revealed. I fell in love with Marilyn, and I fell in love with the creature in that scene at a very early age. I thought, all we have is people that look at people the wrong way. That's what we have in this world. So, yeah, Frankenstein's going to be more of a drama, kind of wrapped in a horror film, because it's going to be a horror film. But it's Del Toro's style, so it's going to be just it's that very gothic look,
Well, and I'm okay with that because look at Nosferatu.
Oh, for
Very
sure.
gothic. Wasn't really scary, Very emotional. So, hey, I mean, I'm interested to see, as long as there's no fish banging deaf chicks, I'm cool with it.
There's always fish banging deaf chicks.
No.
I can't wait to
I'm
watch it in
kidding.
black and white.
I know,
Oh,
right?
I'm sure it's gonna be great. Next up, we got Collider coming in with Scarlett Johansson quoting that she doesn't want to mess with that. reveals why she doesn't want to return to the MCU as Black Widow.
She died.
Yeah, that's essentially
She
it.
also sued the company
Yeah,
for
that's
millions of dollars, and
Yeah,
I think she won. So I don't think they'll be
Um,
having her back. I don't know. She might show up. I don't want to mess with that. I do SNL now because my husband works on it.
It's probably part of her settlement that she can't come back.
Well, if you sued a company for how much did she sue them for?
oh,
That's a lot.
we're just gonna go with a lot.
How much was it? Come on,
Um,
internet.
But here is her quote, though. It says, "It would be tough for me to understand in what capacity returning would make sense for me, for the character that I play." She goes, "I miss my buddies and would really love to be with them forever, but what works about the character is that her story is complete. I don't want to mess with that. For fans, too, it's too important for them. I don't know if it's too important for the fans, but continuity's sake, it's kind of a, it's a thing."
And they've already replaced her.
$40 million.
Yeah. And, she's went on to bigger, more tyrannic
SNL.
things. She's in,
Oh,
well,
we've
yeah,
got the trailer
and
today for Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm gonna come over there and fuck that franchise up now.
She won't be, she will not be showing up in, Doomsday, just like Tom Holland won't, or Chris Pratt,
Sure.
or they be yet to be confirmed. Elizabeth Olsen's also confirmed that she won't appear in Avengers Doomsday because the film's production clashes with other projects. It means we won't see the Scarlet Witch after she died during the events of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which I will argue she did not die. We saw a red fart, damn it.
Ugh.
But anyway,
Well,
moving
good,
on. Yeah, and I mean, with Marvel, Doomsday's in production. There's nothing worthy of bringing it up. However, according to Collider, Andor makes Star Wars Rebels required viewing.
Mm.
The Star Wars galaxy is so vast that sometimes a single event can be seen from multiple perspectives. Andor follows the rise of the Rebel Alliance and shows many key moments in its war against the Empire. One of those is Mon Mothma's iconic speech in the Imperial Senate, where she names Emperor Palpatine the true responsible for the Gorman massacre in season 2. Spoiler alert. But this event had already been followed in another corner of the galaxy far, far away in the animated show Star Wars Rebels, but from a different perspective. This is but one example of how these two stories are interconnected, and how, after Andor Season 2, Rebels becomes mandatory viewing for those who want to get a larger picture of how the rebellion came into existence. I've got a few episodes left of Andor Season 2, but I'm loving it so far.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of the new season yet.
This chick parties her ass off after a particular moment. So, party hardy rock and roll, guys. How do you feel about that, Adam? I know you haven't watched Star Wars Rebels, but
I'm not gonna watch it. It's 77 episodes, man. That's a lot of
Star Wars.
It is.
A lot.
I would just have to start it, I could put it on the list.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a long fucking list.
Right. And speaking of
Are they
which,
half hour? Or are they hour long episodes?
About 20, 30 minutes, yeah.
Well, that ain't bad.
speaking of a lot of stuff, you know, or speaking of long things, uh, Birdman director teases upcoming Tom Cruise film, quote, a wild comedy of catastrophic proportion. Tom Cruise marks his anticipated Warner Brothers return with an untitled collaboration alongside decorated filmmaker Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu. I think I said Inarritu. Anyways, though it was thought the upcoming project would see Cruise play an all-conquering global figure looking to prove he's the world's savior, Inarritu suggests the movie isn't nearly as serious as it sounds. I feel like I'm really butchering this guy's last name, and he is such a good director. But speaking at the Cannes Film Festival about his film with Cruise, which recently wrapped production in London after beginning shooting last fall, he insisted the movie is a wild comedy that proves Cruise's acting range and is a, quote, character-driven film that will engage audiences. No, the thing I can tell you, quote, is this is a wild comedy of catastrophic proportions. It's insane. He makes me laugh every day. The range that I discovered working with Tom is unprecedented for me as a director. I was so fucking impressed and happy, the Oscar-winning director said.
Is he playing Les Grossman?
I hope so.
He's editing the film in post-production and claimed it's a scary and funny watch that sees Cruise's passion on full display. He gives himself. He has an incredible sense of passion. It's a brutal comedy. It's a wild comedy of human nature. It's scary and funny. It's beautiful, he said.
Oh, we've seen his passion
Yeah.
when he was hopping on that fucking sofa. Did y'all
Yeah.
see that video of him this week eating popcorn?
No.
He is definitely not eating the popcorn. He's faking it. I mean, it just looks fake.
Like AI or like
No,
he's just
he went
not
out to the
eating it?
theater and like I put it in general. It was all over Twitter. You see he's standing there eating the popcorn and he's just doing too much. Like, see, he's not eating the popcorn, dude. He's like fake eating it. Like
Okay.
he
I
probably
see him.
doesn't eat popcorn, but he's trying
Yeah.
to be normal. And it's not normal.
So for posterity, his last name is pronounced
Yeah, you said it right.
Iñárritu.
Yeah.
So, Iñárritu.
I mean, they said he was at the AMC Lincoln Square. They said he talked to the concession stand employee for like 15 minutes.
Oh, that's cool. I bet that guy's like, I wish this dude would go away so I can
Yeah,
do my
like,
job.
yeah, I'm busy, man.
Yeah.
That's
Making this
Tom
real
Cruise. It's like,
hard.
who? That's Top Gun.
That's Top Gun.
So this next article, it is real.
Israel?
Michael Bay's Skibbity Toilet movie gets
yeah.
a major update.
I had to Google this myself when I heard about it. I was like, I had to make sure I was looking at discussing film and not disbussing film. Like,
Production is underway for Skibbity Toilet movie, Michael Bay's adaptation of the viral web series. Teased as a, quote, creative take on the franchise, quote, the film promises a visual treat, fleshing out the internet meme into a feature-length narrative. Michael Bay's Skibbity Toilet movie it's so funny to say that
Yeah.
and like actually say it seriously, is in early stages of production. And per a press release, quote, the piece brings Bay's signature visual intensity to one of the internet's most unlikely breakout IPs. Media company Invisible Narratives, where Bay serves as chief creative advisor, will be producing, developing, and financing the project because who the fuck else is going to lend a hand to this thing? The update comes about a year after Bay announced they picked up the IP with plans to develop film or TV adaptations. It was then teased as a live-action animation hybrid with a tone similar to District 9 and John Wick.
Mm.
I still don't quite like, dude. Harkening back to the film review
Well,
about
No
being
Country
too
for
old
Old
to
Men.
understand. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, this is about as No Country for Old Men for me as it gets,
Yeah.
because I have no idea what Skibbity Toilet is, other than its heads in a toilet and just
It's like brain rot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
It's fucking stupid. But I can't, the fact that Michael Bay, when they pitched it to Michael Bay, he said, "A lot money.
it's like, you son of a bitch, I'm in.
You had me at Skibbity." That's wild, though.
Yeah.
I had to
And I mean,
Google. When I saw the article on Twitter, I was like, "There's no fucking way." And I Googled it, and it was like, "Yeah." I asked Grok, and Grok was like, "Yeah," because now you can just ask him in the comments, like, "Yo, is this real?" Mm.
That's wild.
So moving along,
Should get Tom Cruise
John
to be in that.
Krasinski. John Krasinski opens up about painful injury sustained filming Guy Ritchie's Indiana Jones replacement. Guy Ritchie's Fountain of Youth is coming soon to Apple TV Plus, and it stars John Krasinski as a treasure hunter going after the titular magic fountain. It's a long way from his role as Jim on The Office, but Krasinski is throwing himself into it. Quote, "It was kind of like a Jedi mind trick," Krasinski said of Ritchie's persuasion while appearing on the Today Show via Entertainment Weekly. "He just assumed that I could do everything, and he's so sweet and bubbly, so he was like, 'Johnny, we're gonna have a train. It's gonna be moving. Just run at it and jump on the back.' And I was like, 'Oh yeah? Well, when are we doing that?' And he was like, 'We're rolling. Here we go.'"
Mm.
But it was harder than Krasinski expected. He ended up with a limp, and that limp made it into the movie. "Turns out dehydration is real. My legs locked up, and I ran like a tin man for the train," the actor remembered. But he was determined to pull the stunt off. "I was like, if I miss the train, I will never get to do this again. So I did it." And then help with his hurting limbs came from an unexpected direction. All the stunt guys were like, "Just drink a Coke," he recalled. And I was like, "Really?" And it worked. I mean, I remember seeing some of the trailer, didn't we?
Yeah, the one that was like Indiana Jones
Yeah.
and
I mean,
what was that?
I mean,
National Treasure.
I kind of want to see it. I mean, it's probably not going to be the greatest, but I mean, a Guy Ritchie, Indiana Jones. I mean,
National Treasure. We're looking for the Fountain of Youth. I hope they find it.
Yeah.
And when they find
Let
it,
us know
it's
where it's
Jason
at.
Statham.
Yeah.
Are you looking for the Fountain of Youth, are you?
Yeah.
It's over here, isn't it?
But yeah, John Krasinski drank a Coke and got better.
Good for him.
I like how they said dehydration is real. It's like nobody was.
Yeah.
Were we saying it wasn't real?
They might have been saying that.
So, according to comicbookreader.com, Cillian Murphy and Daniel Craig are in talks to co-star in Oscar-winning director's Prison movie. I mean,
I'm down for that.
per Deadline, Murphy and Craig are in talks to star in Chazelle's upcoming project, which is rumored to be a prison film. The untitled movie will be written and directed by Chazelle, who has been attached to an Evel Knievel biopic involving Leonardo DiCaprio.
Whoa.
While DiCaprio has been attached to star in the Evel Knievel biopic for some time now, a deal still hasn't been reached, giving Chazelle the chance to pursue the prison movie as his next project. Chazelle will produce the untitled prison movie alongside Olivia Hamilton. So, just for context, Chazelle, the Oscar-winning director behind Whiplash and La La Land, is coming off the 2022 film Babylon. It was met with mixed reviews and is by far his most polarizing movie to date, though the film has its fair share of passionate fans. Despite its defenders, Babylon was notoriously a major flop for Paramount, having earned just 65.2 million worldwide against a reported budget of 80 million. However, Babylon's flop hasn't deterred Paramount and Chazelle's partnership. Paramount will distribute Chazelle's untitled prison movie, which may potentially star Craig and Murphy. I'll watch them.
Yeah.
I'll watch these two in a prison film.
It's
Yeah.
called Turned Out.
Now, I mean, both phenomenal actors. You give them one room that they put someone in solitary, the other one is the cop, and let the improv flow, I guess.
I'm excited for that Evel Knievel DiCaprio flick.
Yeah, right.
That's perfect casting.
Yeah, that's gonna be wild. Yeah. I like
So-
Cillian Murphy.
So, as it's no surprise to anybody, Wes Anderson's star-studded black comedy, The Phoenician Scheme, its Rotten Tomatoes score revealed after a nearly 8-minute ovation at Cannes Film Festival. Standing ovation.
You know, everybody's looking around like, when do we stop? Like, when is it okay? Like, are we still clapping?
The Phoenician Scheme is an upcoming espionage black comedy featuring a star-studded cast led by Benicio del Toro, a frequent Wes Anderson collaborator, who is playing Zaza Corda, one of the richest men in Europe. The ensemble cast features other actors who often collaborate with the filmmaker, including Willem Dafoe, Scarlett Johansson, and, you know it, Bill Murray. The Phoenician Scheme also stars Mia Tripleton, Michael Cera, Riz Ahmed, Tom Hanks, Bryan Cranston, Jeffrey Wright, Benedict Cumberbatch, Rupert Friend, and more. All Hollywood. He's directing Hollywood. That's what it is. The film debuted with a 77% approval score from the critics out of 31 reviews, which, it's not a really. You would think there'd be more reviews. The score might fluctuate as more reviews come in, with the espionage black comedy set to hit theaters on June 6th after its Cannes premiere. However, the initial reaction to the film is encouraging. RogerEbert.com's Brian Tallarico points out the new film, quote, feels unlikely to be anyone's favorite Wes Anderson flick. Still, it's so easy to like that it's equally difficult to hate it. The Jam Report's Doug Jameson thinks Wes Anderson's latest release is a, quote, film that looks immaculate and sounds profound, but often leaves you feeling emotionally stranded. And yet, for all its indulgences and eccentric detours, it's hard not to admire the sheer audacity of it. So it sounds like a lot's going on with this one, guys.
It's got a 51 reviews now, and it's at a 76%.
Last paragraph on the matter. The Independent's Jeffrey McNabb praised, quote, each scene contains something to savor. A goofy visual gag, some deadpan dialogue, or the use of a surprising prop. While Empire's Iana Murray highlights the differences between the filmmaker's movies, pointing out the, quote, the Phoenician Scheme proves that the director is at his most fun when he bends the rules. I think this movie's going to be great. Personally, like the trailer had me sold. I'm a late to the party Wes Anderson fan. I'm down.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely have to throw it on the pile there.
Podlock.
Give her a go. Yeah. Give her a go.
And it's got fucking Benicio del Toro.
Yeah. You fucking guys.
So to wrap the whole thing up, I wanted to save this one for last. Ironically, I don't want to be, quote, Tom Cruise reacts to being called the, quote, last great movie star. Tom Cruise's dramatic stunts, success with the Mission Impossible franchise, and all-around devotion to the world of Hollywood has led some people to call him the last great movie star, but it's not a title he remotely wants. He said as much during a conversation with Entertainment Tonight. I don't want to be, he declared. There's so many other talented actors out there, and I want to see them crush it. One of those talented actors, whom he has a particular love for, is Michael B. Jordan, who's had colossal hits with the MCU Best Picture nominee Black Panther and $1 million vampire flick Sinners. I'm a huge fan of his. That film Sinners is amazing, Cruise said of Jordan before adding, we're going to make a movie together. Such a movie would certainly clean up at the box office if their past hits have been anything to go by, Cruise went on. It's going to be a great summer of movies. We got the John Wick series with Keanu Reeves and Ana de Armas. You got Brad Pitt with F1. I'm looking forward to going and everybody having a good summer. Cruise originally declared his love for Sinners by posting a pic on social media of him going to see it, and then yesterday he enthused about Jordan attending the London premiere of Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. It's wonderful to see him, really. He's enormously talented, and what he and Ryan Coogler do together, he's a great actor, Cruise said to People. He's dedicated to his brand. I really respect Coogler. I love that film. I love the films that they make. It's brilliant, you know, big cinema. And Cruise would certainly know all about big cinema. Cruise is never retiring.
I was wondering if that was going to be in this horror. He said he's going to act until he's 100.
Well,
is that what he's talking about?
Well, I mean, do you guys think he is the last great?
I mean, we were just, me and you were talking about this one night. It wasn't that long ago. I was like, he's the last movie star. Like, nobody pulls. Hell, that might have been on the podcast. We were talking about one night because I looked it up. Griffin, were you there? Because we looked up.
I think so. Yeah. I remember having that conversation.
Yeah. I mean, nobody. I'm think of it like been around long. You know, of course you got like Brad Pitt, but nobody pulls like Tom Cruise numbers.
And no one's really seen the times change through the eyes of an actor like Tom Cruise.
I mean, yeah, he's been on the big screen for like 40 years.
Yeah.
I think he is. $12 billion.
Wow.
$12 billion. Wow.
He's part of the 3 Comma Club.
And that's just box office. That doesn't count DVD sales, Blu-ray sales, Tom Cruise merchandise, pillows, pillowcases, bed sheets, posters. He's the last movie star.
I mean, to quote Ryan Reynolds to Hugh Jackman, you're going to keep being in movies till you're fucking 90.
He said when he's 100, he'll do, still be doing stunts.
I believe it.
he thinks he'll be doing stunts.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna say what particular alien is probably thinking that he is, but
Yeah.
you know,
He's like, I'm gonna act till I'm 100, and then I get my planet, my own planet.
Cruise World.
Yeah. No, that's kind of Earth.
Yeah.
I mean, to be
Cruise
fair,
World,
like
healthy
if
on
Tom Cruise in his mind, he probably feels like a god. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, the story, that guy, I keep seeing the story, and I don't know if it's true, but there's a picture of him standing there. The dude was like, he used to go into the park and jerk off. And he said one time he was jerking off, but like in a bush behind a tree. And he said he looks up and Tom Cruise is standing there propped up against a tree. And he said, proceed. That's what I kind of believe it.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said that he just stood there and watched him. And when he stopped, he said, proceed. And
Was he
had
eating the popcorn like he was?
No, he was
Like-
like arm out, propped up on the tree.
yeah.
Just leaned up against it, like. And the guy had a picture of him standing there like that. Like, in the picture, it looked like someone was holding their phone about like at their waist.
Yeah.
So it was like from the dick's POV,
Yeah.
like Tom Cruise just standing there. Like, I'd be like, I don't know. I'd be all like, I'm nervous, man. I don't think I can finish now.
Yeah. Right.
Say, you can do it. You started it. Don't start something you can't finish. He starts trying to motivate you.
It's like, dude.
Let me give you a hand. You know, it's like, no.
Yeah.
He's like, tell all the people you want. Nobody's going to believe you. Tom Cruise jerked me off in the park.
But yeah, that's the movie news. The 400th movie news. I mean, guys, 400 episodes.
That's a lot.
It is.
And with that, we go into 400th trailer time. Did you cook?
I was able to scrape up
trailer.
something.
Little something. We're good.
Hang on, I need to pause that. We got to mention that Norm passed away.
Yeah.
George Wendt passed away. Like,
He went to where everybody knows your name, man.
yeah.
No.
And they're all glad that you came.
Hey, everybody. I've seen that dude walk into that bar and say that. Well, it feels like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And he always had that walk. He would come in kind of bobbing his head.
Yeah. Right.
His little entrance. He's going to a place that everybody knows his name. Wonder if they'll play that at his funeral.
I hope so. Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name. I haven't watched Cheers in a while. Dude, on Pluto TV or whatever, they have a freaking Star Trek channel
Yeah.
that all it plays is old Star Trek
Oh, yeah.
and New Generation.
Dude,
I
on
say
that,
you just now finding the next gen channel.
Yeah.
dude, on that
'Cause, like-
Roku,
dude.
which it's all coming from the same, like if you watch the TV on Plex, it'll have that on there somewhere because they're all coming from the same
Yeah.
stuff. But they have a channel for everything.
Yeah.
Like for real.
It's wild.
Like fucking Quantum Leap,
Yeah.
you know, just playing 24/7. Like, it's like all the shit you can get on there now. Like the Roku app even has the area where you can like pick the seasons. You know, you don't have to like wait and watch.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Now there's a lot of fucking ads.
Yeah. Oh,
They
yeah.
fucking
for
add it
sure.
up.
Yeah.
They're like, add it up, rack it up.
Because sometimes I'll just put that on. Like if I'm dealing with stuff, it's
Yeah, a little
background
background
noise, you
noise.
know? And then I'll be over there mouth breathing them up.
Yeah, Trek channel.
Yeah. What's happening over here? What's Wesley doing? But yeah, anyway. Americana. Halsey's in this? Okay.
I like this dude.
Yeah.
He's so good in that Blackbird show. He plays this damn serial killer.
Oh God.
Made out of Doug Dig.
Yeah, Doug Dig.
I don't think I've ever seen Sydney Sweeney wearing that much clothes.
Mm-mm.
Thought that was Winona Ryder.
I know. Don't look bad. No. I thought it was an ad for a second. Like they're trying to sell me an airplane.
It's a $1 billion club. Let's say the quiet part out loud here, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, HBO's changing their name again.
To what?
HBO Max.
What?
Yeah.
What? Okay.
They're going to because they remember they were HBO Max and then they
Yeah.
went to Max
Yeah.
and now they're going to go back to HBO Max.
Okay. Just pick a
Yep.
name.
I think they realized like Max, it was like, you're dropping the HBO part, and that's what everybody knows is HBO.
For like the past 50 years
Yeah.
only. At this point.
Yeah.
Every hotel in America used to get you for free.
Yeah. Including the hotel he stayed in.
Mm,
That first hotel he stops at, the sign outside said free
Yeah.
HBO.
yeah.
I was like, hell yeah. We got the Predator animated series trailer.
Well, I like the way that it's animated.
Yeah, the frame rate.
Yes. It's like it's claymation
Yeah.
almost. Kind of like the Spider-Verse stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Mmm.
Rated R.
Hype.
Yeah, that looks amazing. Listen to some GNR.
This is probably a show. The Skeleton Crew. He looks like an FBI agent.
Yeah. Looks interesting.
No ads
No.
on any of these. Righteous.
Yeah.
There we go with the. I might be behind a few Jurassic Parks. I saw the first one with Chris Pratt.
It wasn't bad.
Nah. Nah. Oh shit. Blade's there.
Yeah. What's he doing?
Oh
Of course, we got
shit.
kids there. Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna need a bigger boat. Fucking hell. She could play Laura Croft.
Yeah.
Sophie Turner's gonna play Laura Croft. She's bulking up. Oh look. T-Rex gonna eat his ass. What the fuck is that?
The genetic.
Some
it's
kinda
fucking
GMO.
Brundlefly. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
They combine all the DNA.
Yeah, because they thought that they spliced it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do they keep going back to the island?
Because they paid a lot of money for the license.
I'm surprised they haven't nuked it yet and then made a movie about how they're all like,
Yeah. They're all radioactive
Yeah.
dinosaurs. Yeah.
we have to go back
It'll
to the
happen.
island.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
they've
thought that
dropped
they were
the.
canceling
I
this.
mean, they said they were,
All right.
and then
Here we go.
now this is a TV thing, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think they canned the movie
Okay.
and just went with the. Let me see. Oh, it's Ironheart, not Braveheart. Over here, I'm like, why the fuck is Mel Gibson? Play it. Yeah, it's a mini series, so no movie. It's probably a better idea. 6 episodes.
We really getting Saul up in here?
Yeah. I want to play a game with you. They're just trying to show you how smart she is. I'm looking for Skinny Pete, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what a dean?
Oh God. What's the dean doing there?
Jeffrey. So what happened to the Iron Man kid? We just scrapped that idea?
I think so.
Huh. Hmm. Who the fuck is that guy?
See the hood?
He's got a fucking cool cape. Let's see. They don't tell you his name on IMDb. Like who he's playing.
So this is the series.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
HBO Max. His eyes black. That is the hood.
Doesn't look bad.
Not one ad.
No.
I
Not
believe we
that.
got the final Superman trailer here.
Okay.
I think it's the final one. It should be. You can see more people in those boxes.
Yeah.
It's like he's trying to collect them. Sip of tie, my Damon.
Looks pretty good.
Hell yeah, he does.
Looks pretty good.
Oh, finally. Got a mellow mushroom ad.
That's random.
Violence.
Mhm.
Violence.
And a ton of it.
I thought of a movie. I got a recommendation because we don't really have anything new dropped since it's changed since last week. But something that came out a while back we never did watch. A Different Man.
Okay.
Sebastian Stan.
Yeah.
A24.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah, let's do that.
There's been a lot that we were gonna watch, and they just I
Yeah.
was going back to the thing, and I was like, oh yeah, we're supposed to watch that. Hell, that came out last year.
Yeah, I'm down.
I was hoping Sinners would be out.
Right.
That's probably going to be available pretty soon.
I'm going hopefully, which I've got to double check, but hopefully on Saturday, if I don't have to work late and if Corey's off work, then I think we're gonna go try and watch Thunderbolts.
Hell yeah.
If it's still playing. I know it's been a while, but
Yeah.
but
Might be.
but yeah, I gotta check because I think they updated on Tuesday or Wednesday for the week showing. So I'm gonna find out, then I'm gonna holler at Corey and see if he wants to go over there, or if he's off work, if he wants to go. Me, him, and Andrew were talking about going to checking it out. So, but Different Man.
Sebastian Stan. And it's got the guy, the from that movie with Underneath the Skin,
Mm-hmm.
the Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
The dude with the fucked up face. I don't know what it's
Yeah.
called. I can't.
He's got elephantitis.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
But yeah. So 400
Down.
checks on the mail.
The flag is raised.